Welcome into the 2024 Idaho High School season preview for the volleyball season here on IdahoSports.com. Brandon Baney joined by Lynnsie, Togiai, Ah-Fook, our volleyball expert. We're so lucky to have you because you have forgotten more about volleyball than like I'll ever know. So it's nice to be able to lean on you.
Well, it's fun. And I mean, I do it every day anyway, so.
Yes, you know the game for sure. Accomplished player at Century High School in Pocatello, went on to play college. Now you're back coaching in East Idaho club and high school ball. And so you eat, breathe, and live the sport, which is why we love having you on here.
Yeah, it's fun. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, let's get to our Class 3A season preview. We'll start over in District 3, the Western Idaho Conference. That's where the defending champions from Melba reside. Melba has been so good for so long, and they bring back Tariah Carter, the player of the year, senior outside hitter. Joelle Kelly was first team all-conference as a freshman last year. She's only a sophomore. She's the other outside hitter. And then Ellie Johnson in the middle, junior setter, was first team all-conference as well. Melba looks pretty darn good again this year.
Yeah, I think they're definitely a top contender again. I mean, much like you said, that's not really a surprise for their division. Melba has always been one of the top teams at state. So.
Yep. Joining Melba at state last year was Nampa Christian. The Trojans took fourth place at the state tournament last year. They bring back Alexis Dowdett and Kaylee Reeves. They were both all conference performers a year ago. What do you think about Nampa Christian this year?
I think they're still good too. I don't think, well, I'm not sure. I think Melba's still at the top, but I think they will do well too.
Yes. In terms of who gets to go to state from this district, District 3, there are 2.5 bids available. So whoever takes third will have a chance to get in via the play-in game. So Melba looks good. Nampa Christian is solid. Ambrose was a team that was not bad last year, and they bring back 3 all-conference players in Brooklyn Sawyer, Anna Campbell, and Bridget Bagley. Marsing brings back 2 all-conference players. New Plymouth brings back 2 all-conference players. But to me, the most intriguing team outside of Melba and Nampa Christian is Parma. Parma drops down a level from 4A to 3A. And Parma, just overall in girls athletics, tennis, basketball, volleyball, they always seem to be pretty strong.
Good athletes. Yeah. Always good athletes there. That's interesting. They went down.
Yes. And
it's
this
hard for me to keep track.
I know. The easiest way to keep track of who's playing where is to go to IdahoSports.com and click on the standings, the volleyball standings. We've got all the conferences already organized and
made them out. Yeah, that's where I did look actually earlier today, just because it's hard and it's different for every sport. You know, I got some nephews and nieces playing, but football's, 5A, but they're 6A. And I was like, oh, I don't know.
Yes.
So I don't know. But I think Parma will be good. They always have good athletes, but oh no, he just said the school name and I just like slipped. Is it
Ambrose? Oh,
No,
Marcy.
yeah,
Marcy.
actually, I saw them play at a team camp, and they actually have really good ball control. I didn't know like anything about them until that, but seeing them play, they have a few good key players I think coming into it that people don't know about. So.
Yeah. Okay. So Barsing brings back two all conference players from last year, Addison Shade, junior outside hitter, and Lily Tone, senior middle hitter. So, okay. There you go. This is why we have you on, because Barsing wouldn't have been on my radar otherwise. But if you saw him,
I saw him at team camp.
Cool.
So.
All right. Okay. We'll keep
ball control. So.
You love that. That's like a big priority for you is ball control. You don't like out of control wildness.
No, I mean, I love the hustle, but the team that's going to get it is always the one that has more control. Even if you're not the tallest team out there, I mean, it's already been proven. If you have the ball control and don't make the mistakes, you'll last out.
Controlled chaos. That's what you're shooting for.
It's true. It can look chaotic sometimes, but
Yes. Okay, so that's Melba. They took first place. We covered their district. Malad took second at state last year. So let's go over to District 5, the Southeast Idaho Conference. I got to be honest, Malad looks pretty good again this year. They bring back Hallie Horsley, Izzy Haycock, and Olivia Nelson. They were all state selections. Malad is another one of those programs that just every year seems to be right there at the top.
Yes, I agree. I think they're always going to be a top contender. This is one of those teams though where again they didn't like lose a lot in quantity, but they lost a lot in quality. They lost their main outside hitter and their setter. So I mean, basically again the dynamic of their main scorer. And that's like a situation like Pocatello where it'll be interesting to see who fills those roles because that's not how it was ran last year, but that's how they won most of their games.
Yeah, I know one thing: they're always well coached, and so
Yes,
they'll they'll find the necessary pieces to put it back together.
be
Um,
competitive. Yes.
yes, this league looks a little different because Bear Lake is gone, right, and they had been the other team that kind of
Yes.
had been joining Malad at state most years. Bear Lake moved up.
Yes.
West Side is still there. They bring back one All-State player in Sarah Mary Scal Weinert, senior middle hitter.
Okay.
Um, but I think the most intriguing thing about this league is that Declo and Wendell, who used to be all alone by themselves in District 4, they have joined all of the District 5 schools. So now you're looking at Declo, a team that's
Oh,
gotten to state pretty regularly the last couple of years.
yeah.
They're now in District 5 with Malad and West Side and Soda Springs. So I think that's pretty intriguing.
I think that's tough. I think Malad is good. West Side usually has good potential. What was that other team you just said?
Soda Springs?
Oh, and Soda Springs is always good at girls' sports. They always have really good players for basketball too.
Yes.
So yeah, I think that's tough. Ooh,
See, here I was thinking it was a good opportunity for Declo. You're like, no, I
mm,
wouldn't have.
that's
this
that's tough.
this district will get 2 spots to state. So even though they added 2 teams in Declo and Wendell, their representation stayed the same. That's tough.
That
That is
is
tough.
tough, and especially with those teams already in it. They've oh yeah, they all have good programs. I think Declo, though, it's a good opportunity to again play different teams that they don't play all the time, and so doing that gives each team a more equal opportunity. So that's
Yeah.
good.
Yes. And to be the best, you got to beat the best. And so
True.
Declo is going to put that to the test this year for sure. Let's stay in East Idaho. Let's go to District 6, the Nuclear Conference, where Firth was the team that got to state last year. They got to the consolation bracket. They're going to look so good again this year. They bring back Rachel Jacobson. She was the conference player of the
I
year,
love
senior
Rachel.
center.
Shout out to you, Rachel.
Yes. Shelby Perry is back as well, junior outside hitter. This is like, I think Firth is the favorite coming into the season, right?
I agree. I like Firth, but besides that, I think they bring back just enough experience with they've tried to add in those younger girls like already into the mix. So, they bring back just enough experience and then with leaders like Rachel, I think they are the favorite.
Now, the best story of the year last year, I thought, was Salmon. Salmon is a school that hasn't had a lot of athletic success in
Yeah.
any sport outside of like maybe cross country. They've had some good cross country runners.
Okay.
And it was so cool to see them. They finished second in the conference last year. They got to districts. They fell to Firth in just a nail biter, and
Yeah.
then they had to turn around and play. I believe it was Bear Lake in the state play-in
Yeah.
game, and they just couldn't find a way to get there. That would have been so cool if Salmon would have gotten to go to state. It was a
Sure.
senior heavy team last year. They do bring back middle blocker Kyla James. But man, I just wanted to give them a shout out because it was so cool to see those girls from Salmon because they didn't have a lot of girls either. The roster was pretty small numbers wise,
Yeah.
but it was fun to watch them.
I think, yeah, they always kind of barely have enough to make it, but those teams, still come out and compete with the best of them. And they did, I think it's good to give them a shout out because they almost had it, and they did fight.
So close. Like I think by the time we got to the end of the girls basketball season, there was like 6 players for Salmon
oh
on their
gosh,
varsity team, which is just, I hate to see that, but those girls fight and they compete. So,
yes, yes,
so if Salmon's going to be down a little bit, I think that opens the door for really any of these 3 teams: North Fremont, Ryrie, West Jefferson. West Jefferson brings back the most all conference players, 4 of them: Maggie Barrientos, Trixie Smith, Haley Perkins, Tiara Pancari. Ryrie historically has been the best program of the 3. They bring back Jaden Nelson and Chesney Smith. But North Fremont also recently has been pretty competitive, and they bring back Josie Richardson and Grace Heiner. Which of those 3 do you like?
oh, that's tough. I like those teams, all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I think you're right. And Ryrie has kind of always had that program where I've been able to see them in both high school and club. So they always have a good program that way where they start them young and they play together all the way through. Um, so yeah, my vote would be for them.
Okay. Ryrie is hosting a regular season volleyball tournament this year, the Ryrie Bulldog Bash. That should be
Oh yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be one we'll talk about.
Yes, for sure. So yeah, Firth better watch out. There's a lot of teams looking to climb that ladder. It's going to be an
That's
interesting
true.
battle over there. Yeah.
That'll be fun. That'll be fun.
Fun league. Okay, let's go north to districts 1 and 2 with the Central Idaho League. Kellogg won this district last year. They got to state and went 2 and out. They bring back 1 all-league player, sophomore Paige Urana. So to make it as a freshman, and again, this is kind of like uber competitive. There's only like 8 or 9 slots total
Right.
available. So to make it as a freshman, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Orofino almost got there. They lost in the state play-in game, and they bring back 2 all-conference seniors and Riley Diffin and Livia Johnson. What do you think here? Kellogg, Orofino, Grangeville? Is there a team that jumps out
Um,
to you?
I think Kellogg is the one that stands out the most. That's been in it recently. I mean, they haven't like made it all the way, but they've had good runs in the past 5 years.
Yeah, they have been the team recently, for sure. Grangeville has so many great girls basketball players. Like Grangeville is a contender to win state in girls basketball.
Okay.
Some of those girls do play volleyball. Adelaide Lefevre is a big one. She's a senior middle blocker. Priest River brings back 2 all conference players. And then St. Mary's, like back in the day, like in the like 80s and 90s, like St. Mary's was like ripping off state championships. They won like, I don't
Oh,
know, like seven in 10 years or something crazy.
that's
Um,
cool.
yeah, so they've always got that built-in history. They are definitely rebuilding a little bit right
Okay.
now, though, up there in St. Mary's. So this will be a fun league to keep an eye on, though. They get 1.5 bids to state. So whoever takes second will have to play the third place team from Melba's district. So that might be tough. Might be a tough one, but
Yeah. Melba's tough. That district. Well, I think
yes,
they're at the top, but I mean, there are other teams who are still really good there too.
could be like Marcin in that play-in game. So we'll see.
Yep.
So that'll wrap up our 3A state volleyball preview. Again, to rehash teams we're keeping an eye on from East Idaho. Pretty much everybody from District 6. I mean, Firth, North Fremont,
Ryrie.
Ryrie, West Jefferson, all going to be pretty tough. From District 5, we're looking at Malad, obviously, West Side,
Yes.
Soda,
Oh
maybe
gosh.
Declo. We'll see. Good luck.
Yeah. Good
good,
luck.
good luck, Declo. Over in District 3, we're looking at Melba and Nampa Christian and
Yes.
Marcin are kind of the
Yes.
teams we've pegged there. And then Kellogg up north, maybe Orofino, maybe Grangeville. We'll have to see.
Okay.
Did I miss anybody?
Nope. I think well, we named a lot of teams, so it'll be interesting to see who comes out.
Yes. The 2 middle classes, 4A and 3A. this year, I feel like, are the most wide open in terms of like who could get to state. There's a lot of good, worthy teams. So we'll see when they lace them up and actually go out there and compete. But that'll do it for our 3A state volleyball preview. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, on IdahoSports.com.